A read it, ski la da da do do bow ba da read it da da. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Last Week, This Week with your boy, who? Me, Clayton Hill, coming at you. 1 month seems to be where we're at, dude. We're all trying to get it together, and I just got to reset every 30 days. It is what it is, man. But we're back again, back for another episode. A lot going on, but gonna keep it short and sweet because that's the way I like it. All right. Man, yeah, so a month has gone by. I was sick with strep for about a week and a half. Did the old country boy thing of it'll fix itself. Just load up with like vitamin C and a multivitamin, and that'll do it, right? That cures everything. But after about a week and a half of that not going away, we went and saw the big guy. Got to get some meds because we got a big trip coming up. I got a wedding in Santa Barbara. I'm saying it like it's coming up. It already happened. All right. Two of my favorite people in this little LA world that I'm in. Some neighbors that I met. It was like the first people that I met when I got out here. It was actually Rambo's first friend in LA. They have a pup named Marley, and she is a sweetheart, and her and Rambo got along instantly. Thus, a whole friendship circle was born. So I've known them for about 4 years, and I got to get out there, and it's coming up, and I got shit to do, man. You know, I got stuff on the car I got to work on. I got myself I got to work on. So we were fighting a little, what was it? Strep? Sounds disgusting, man. I didn't know you could still get strep. I thought that was for kindergartners, but it matches my maturity level, and maybe that's what it attacks. So got over that and went. First, got to get the whole truck fixed. Got a lot to do. Had to put in new speakers. Got a windshield replaced on it. Looked at the sunroof. Tried to get that replaced. That didn't work. Cleaned it out. Got the oil changed in it. You know, just some maintenance. We're going on a trip. It's only like 2 hours away, but I want to make sure we get there. So we got all that ready, and we're heading to Santa Barbara, baby. That's where we're going today. Never been, but it's happening. All right, it's happening, and I couldn't be more excited. And I took a friend of mine with me, and she knows him. You know, we all used to pal around together, and so it's kind of this really cool thing. And then we get to meet people that they know and we don't know. But boy, oh boy, was it a ride. So everybody buckle up because we're going on a road trip. That's right. I'm in dad mode at this point. I have an itinerary because that's what I do. And I know when exactly we need to leave, when exactly we will be there, what we will do when we get there, all the events leading to the wedding itself. And then I leave a little wiggle room for life, right? Because once we get to the wedding and get ourselves situated for the reception, once the reception comes through, life takes over. And I know this, and so I'm not even going to try. And life loves plans, doesn't it? My buddy from New York came in town on Thursday night, and we were supposed to leave early Friday morning. Notice I already said we were supposed to leave. Buddy comes in town Thursday night. We keep it together, man. We just have a good time. You know, this is one of my childhood friends, and I get to see him about once a year, maybe. So we have a good time. The person I'm going to the wedding with, she's hanging out with one of her friends that's leaving LA. And so they're hanging out, and they're having a good time. We are on our separate journeys. My friend and I, our time comes to an end. We want to be responsible adults. He's got stuff to do the next day. I have stuff to do the next day. And so we part ways in just a good standing. Nothing too rowdy. We have a couple cocktails, and we get out of there before things turn to where we can't turn back. And then I go meet up with my friend that I'm taking to the wedding, and her friend because I was out. Oh, man, should have just gone home. Should have just gone home. Go out. I have a good time. Make it back. All is well. Now we're in this conundrum of it is late enough and almost early enough. Do we sleep? Do we not sleep? Do we pack now and meet up? Do we sleep and then get up and pack and meet up? Now we're in a little limbo. And I don't think we ever really reached an agreement. There was some miscommunication or things changed at that point. You know, you're like, okay, yeah, I'll just pack now. We'll meet up. And that way we can get a nap in before we go, basically. Wake up. We did not meet up. I set my alarm for us to meet up after packing. We did not meet up after packing. At that point, it's in the middle of my sleep. I completely forget to set an alarm again for the actual wake up. So next thing I know, I wake up 30 minutes before I want to leave. Now, I have a pretty, I wouldn't say intense morning routine, but I get up. I drink my coffee and I journal. I take Rambo out. I get ready. I take Rambo for a walk. And I come back. Sometimes I'll meditate in there. If I'm lucky, I'll get some yoga or some kind of physical movement, right? But I have like 4 or 5 things in increments of about, 20 to 30 minutes each that I get done before I am like set and ready to go out the door. And that doesn't even include packing. So 30 minutes before I'm supposed to leave is like an hour and a half late, let's say. Minus packing, 2 hours. I'm up 2 hours late already heading into this trip. Oh, God. Immediately call my friend. I am scrambling. It's all good, though. Me being a planner, I have built in a buffer zone to when we could get there. I wanted to get there early, so see if we could check in early, maybe check out a spot or two before we have to head to the wedding, get nice and settled, right? Because that's my dad mode in me. But now it's just scramble and go, baby. We are throwing shit everywhere. Hopping in the shower, hop out of the shower, get the shit in a suitcase. I got to throw the ball outside with Rambo now just to get his ass calmed down because he's coming with me. So now we're throwing the ball out back real quick just to get him worn out so he's not going nuts in the car. Throwing shit in a suitcase, drive over, pick her up, boom, we're on the road. Not in record time, but we're making it happen, and we're not so far off track to where things are going to go crazy. Now, I expected about an hour and a half drive to Santa Barbara. We encounter 3 different wrecks on the highway, and there's really, I guess, only one highway to get to Santa Barbara. 3 different ones. Waze isn't really helping me that much at all. It turns into like a 2+ hour trip. And when you're excited to get somewhere, all this anticipation is built up and you're just ready to go. Imagine doing that, having that emotion, but only going 20 miles an hour on a highway for 2 hours to get to your destination when there's a deadline. Dad mode freaking out, baby. We go anyway. We get there. We get to the Airbnb. By the way, if you want an Airbnb in Santa Barbara, that's a pretty good location. You should hit up my girl, Evelyn. Evelyn, I wrote it down right here. Evelyn, search on Airbnb, Seaside Sunlit Apartment. Now, is it really seaside? Not necessarily. Sunlit, yes, and you'll feel it. There's not really any air conditioning. But it's fine. There's enough of a breeze through that where it's absolutely fine. It is about a 10-minute walk from the beach, right next to Santa Barbara College. It was a great location. We felt like we were on the outskirts of town, but it only took 5 minutes to get anywhere, and we got down to the beach super quick from there. So if you go to Santa Barbara, hit up Evelyn. seaside sunlit apartment. There you go, Evelyn. Shout out. You'll have to bring paper towels, though. I don't know why there weren't paper towels. Bring paper towels and one of those little misting fans, and it's beautiful. It had like a sliding glass door out the back, so Rambo could like come and go out the back. We had like a little strip to ourselves of yard. Not much, but enough to where a dog could, do their business, come back in. He could lay down, smell all the smells, feel like he had free reign. He was almost a different dog in that space. I mean, he was so chill, so calm, so cool. It was really, really awesome. And he found that backyard real quick. We get there and we've got about an hour. Got about an hour until we're supposed to be at this wedding. It's like 2:30, 3 o'clock. Wedding starts at 4. All right, tight. This is still doable. Okay. Get to the apartment. Find that backyard. Get settled in. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Hell yeah, this is looking good. Rambo finds that backyard, and he finds like the deepest mud pit I think I could ever find in Southern California. Like, there's no water other than the ocean. This, most of the terrain is a desert, yet he finds a mud pit. And before I know that he finds this mud pit, he is so ecstatic to be in this apartment that he dances around in circles in the living room with his muddy ass paws all through the kitchen until I tackle his ass and just stop this atrocity from continuing on. So now it's an hour before. The place is just an absolute disaster because Rambo's just so happy to be there and I love him for it, but I've got to clean up his fucking mess. Get the only towel that I brought, which I planned on bringing to the beach, that is now covered in mud from his paws. I'm wiping out the carpet. Thank goodness it looks like it hasn't been replaced in a while. Now, Evelyn's place is really, it's perfect for what it is. There's no frills whatsoever. Santa Barbara's a little expensive anyway. The apartment was a little expensive, but to have your own spot with a backyard, like I said, carpet looked a little worn. Thank goodness, though, because you couldn't tell where Rambo ran through after I got done cleaning it up. So we get ready, keep Rambo's ass in the apartment. We park at 3:59 for this wedding to start at 4. We see the bride and we're like, oh, hey, just not understanding where we're supposed to go or what's really going on. No, she's getting ready to like walk into the ceremony. And we're just like, what's up? Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, that's what's happening. Okay, yes, we love you. Head down to the ceremony, right? We get there. It's beautiful. I think I took more pictures of Marley than I took of anything else. In the courthouse, beautiful setting, sweet, simple. Like, I don't understand people that are spending like $50,000 on a freaking wedding. I'm sure that I would love the other person that I'm getting married to. If I'm getting married to them, I hope that I love the hell out of them, right? But if I'm not the owner of all Bitcoin, I'm not spending $50,000 on a wedding. It's just not going to happen. I can't make it make sense in my head for all the other things that you could do with that money. A down payment for a house. Most people are in that predicament, like house or wedding. Like, think of all the things you could do with that. I can't do it. So it was absolutely perfect. I loved it. It was a gorgeous day in the courtyard at Santa Barbara, and it was outside. Everybody was shining. It was awesome. We get done, and there's a little shot glass, like a little like airplane shot in our little gift bags. We got like little thingies sitting on the seat, which was really cool. Rip that shot. Huge mistake. A woof. Dude. That shot had been baking in the sun for like an hour. It was probably the warmest shot I've ever taken. But we got it and we got it done. It was celebratory and I'll never forget it. And I love that about it. So we hit that up, get back to our Airbnb, kind of get settled. We haven't eaten at all. The reception's going to start at like 6 or 7. 7, I think, is when the food was being served. It's like 4:30, 5 o'clock. I'm like, I really can't wait another couple hours. So then we go down to Lab Society. Is that where we went? Lab Social. Went to Lab Social. If you want some good pork tacos and a nice chill atmosphere with great service, go to Lab Social down in Santa Barbara. After that, if you're feeling some Italian, Arnaldi's is the place to be. They've got bocce ball courts in the back. And if you were there in late June a month ago, you got to see the reception. We head to the reception, baby. And I love some pasta. I need some carbs, you know. I got the couple tacos there, but that was just to get me through. I'm fighting for survival right now. I had about 25% of an 805 blonde. I couldn't even drink a full beer because I was like, yo, I'm on low sleep. Stress is high. I've only got a couple pork tacos in me. I am outside. It's a little warm. I am getting bloated. I can't do this beer. Switch it up. We got to switch it up. Come on over, Jameson. Have a seat next to me. And we'll cruise with a cool cocktail. That's what we did. We had a great ass time. Great ass time at Arnaldi's, surrounded by love, just good people. I love a good wedding with good people in a great town. And so we keep going, and we get nothing from but love from this trip. Like, we are just constantly met with good vibes and good things every step of the way. After the reception, we end up going over to State Street. State Street's kind of the main drag there in Santa Barbara. Very vibrant, would be really, really cool during the day. Not my scene necessarily for the night. It was kind of a college feel. But if there was any state of mind for me to be in, to go to there after a wedding reception is a good one to be in. So we head down, go to Old Kings Road is what I've written down here. I guess I had about 7 times that I've closed out between myself and other people. I was looking through all my statements, trying to figure out everywhere, because I was trying to remember, man, it's been a month. Old Kings Road is great, great bartender, and you might run into a guy named Morgan there. If you run into a guy named Morgan, shake that dude's fucking hand. He is a legend. He's probably maybe early, mid-40s. Heavier set dude, long hair like me, but it's curly as hell, man. Had a Hawaiian shirt on, buttoned down damn near to his belly button, just sitting in the corner of the bar, and he was a vibe, man. Like, I was just like, yes, this dude. All this other college stuff going on, not a fan. This guy knows what's up. I think I just shook his hand just to shake the guy's hand. But if you go down to Old Kings Road, close to State Street in Santa Barbara, look for a guy named Morgan. He's the tits. All right, so we have ourselves a night. We decided to stay all weekend. Even though the wedding was on Friday, we're there all weekend. So we go for Saturday and a little bit of Sunday. Now, Saturday, this is our vacation at this point. We're sleeping in. We got to catch up, and we want to enjoy, the town. So we sleep in, and we kind of miss the dog beach. Talked with my friends that were getting married about going to the dog beach and having a time, and really wanted to make that happen. But just for our health and sanity, we slept in a little bit, and we wanted to kind of check out, it's not really downtown, I guess. It's like I don't think it's a boardwalk. We wanted to go to the beach and check out beachy stuff. How about that? That's what I'm going to call it. So we end up walking down, and we walk by Ledbetter Beach. I think it's pronounced Ledbetter. I don't think it's Leadbetter. That sounds dumb. So I'm going to go with Ledbetter. But then again, I just went to the Broad Museum here in LA for the first time this past weekend. Kept calling it the Broad. It's spelled B-R-O-A-D, which I guess if you take away the B, it is road. But I'm pretty sure that if you put a B on there, like broad shoulders, I think it's spelled the same way. So whatever, man. It's a art museum, so they got to be artsy, I guess. I digress. Saturday, sleep in, feeling good. head down to the beach. Nothing but vans, man. It's just built out Sprinter vans. Like, there's so many people just living this beachy life, dude. They're down there in the wetsuits, a lot of kite surfing, and just having a damn good time, man. It looked awesome. There's dogs everywhere, actually. You know, it's like super dog friendly. I'm like, dog friendly beach town, people living out of vans. This is me in another life. So I'm feeling real at home here. We go by the Santa Barbara Fish Market, baby. This is the only thing. I'm holding up a hat. If you're listening on the podcast, just for audio only, holding up a hat that says Santa Barbara Fish Market. It's got a crab and a lobster, and then two other fish that I have no idea what they are. You know, maybe one's a tuna. It looks like one could be a tuna. The other one's very flounder-ish, but I don't think it's a flounder. There's another fish that looks like a flounder, but the eyes are on each side. Like a flounder has both the eyes on one side, but this one has it regular style. So whatever that fish is, this is the only thing that I bought there, but I thought it was like super cool. You know, I got caught up in the touristy stuff, man. I am a tourist. It's like, it's a fish market right next to the ocean. Wow. But that's every town. I'm sure as you like go up, every town has a fish market. Like I'm sure you can find one in like Venice or Santa Monica even. There's probably 30 fish markets that I could visit here in LA. Maybe. I don't know. If you go all the way down to Long Beach, I don't know. But I get excited at the Santa Barbara one because I'm on vacation, baby. I'm on vacation and I've never seen a fish market, and this is the only one in the world, and it's really cool. And so we go in, we see this fish market. It's neat. Don't buy anything, but look, it's really awesome. They got like live crabs and it does look super fresh, super good. And then we make our way on over to a place called Brophy Bros. But on the walk, while we're walking there, right out of the apartment, actually, I totally forgot about this. Right out of the apartment, we see this dude. I don't know. Maybe he's like 230 pounds, 220. 230, maybe like 5'8", shirtless, next to like a bicycle, just right out of the, like leaning on it kind of. And he looks at us, kind of confused. And we look at him, kind of confused. And then we both point fingers at each other and we're like, hey, you were at the restaurant last night. Turns out it was one of our like waiters, man. One of our waiters is just out there doing $2 and a 30 and just leaning against his bicycle, loving life, man. He's just like, hey, man. So that was really, really cool. Anyway, down to the fish market, down to this place called Brophy Bros. You know, I'm a planner. I'm also a Yelper. All right, now I can walk by somewhere and then pop my head in and see if it looks good, and I'm all for that. But I kind of like to know that it's good before I start any kind of food adventure. So I go and I look at, I see what's been reviewed, how many times it's been reviewed, how many stars, and then I look at the pictures. Even when I get the menu, I'm sitting down at the restaurant. I can ask the waiter or waitress anything, but I'm sitting down at the restaurant. The menu's in front of me. I'm on Yelp, seeing what the pictures look like of everything. I'm a visual guy. I want to know what I'm getting with this. And I wouldn't order half the stuff that I order if I didn't see it first. We go to Brophy Bros, and we're like, calamari, yes. They got clam chowder, yes. Free bread brought to the table. Yes. Then there's like these garlic baked clams. Oh, whoa, that sounds wild. I'm not like a huge, like I like crab and lobster and shrimp. Those are like my shellfish. When you get to like mussels and clams and oysters, I'm not so much there anymore, but I do like to try it. But anything garlic baked, you could garlic bake a shoe. And I'd be like, oh, that sole is delicious. I'll love it. So I'm getting the garlic baked clams. That's like that's like 4 things before we even get our entrees. So we got fish and chips, and then we got seafood pasta, which I had about 2 bites of before I asked for the to-go box. Because the calamari's crushed, the clam chowder's crushed, the bread is crushed, And then the garlic baked clams are crushed. And I'm having probably 75% of each, maybe even more than that. Maybe honestly like closer to 85, 90% of each of these appetizers, except for the clam chowder. Dates of the wedding, she did have a clam chowder to herself, and she had one slice of the 5 slices of bread. And so I'm just eating everything, and then we look and we see these things called oyster shooters, and we're like, "What the hell is an oyster shooter?" So it's a drop shot glass. So like a shot glass you would put in like a Jaeger bomb or a Vegas bomb or a cactus cooler. It's like one of those like little ones that's like rounded in, but most people probably have at home. And it's got an oyster in it with like lemon juice and tartar or cocktail sauce, and there's like Parmesan and it's like some herbs and stuff in there in a shot, and then you put like some fucking Tito's in there, and you just shoot this damn oyster shot. Like, what the fuck? Well, that sounds wild, yo. We gotta try that. So we order one of those. While we're waiting on those, we hear, and I try to keep things half-ass anonymous on here, but we'll just go. We hear Clayton from Missouri, because that's me, and friend from Iowa, like calls us both by name and where we're from, and we look over and we're like, what the fuck? Who knows us here? Turns out it was Morgan from Old Kings Road, baby. Morgan, the curly-headed dude with the unbuttoned Hawaiian shirt, sitting at the corner of the bar that we just absolutely loved. This motherfucker is the bartender at Brophy Bros. So if you don't catch him at Old Kings Road, you got to go down to Brophy Bros, get an oyster shooter, try those garlic-baked clams, whatever the hell they were, and ask for Morgan, man, because Morgan's the tits. He was there, and the vibe was just awesome, right? Now we're just, dude, we just can't believe this. Everywhere we go, we're just met with so much kindness, and the people there are just so happy, and we just can't believe it. We're kind of in awe at this point. We're like, what is this magical place? So we talked to him for a while, settle up the bill. He pays for our round of oyster shooters. God bless him. And we go on about our way. We look at the museum, look at the harbor. This place is right on the harbor. Tons of boats. You can even see like crabs and fish and stuff in the ocean. And we're learn about all the islands that are off the coast too. And so we're kind of just getting this whole historical and just a great time here. And Morgan tops it off, man. And so hats off to Morgan, my guy. You're not listening, but if somebody's listening in Santa Barbara and they know Morgan, dude, tell him from Clayton from Missouri says what's up, man. And I wish him nothing but the best. And so we hit after we're done with the Brophy Bros, we head out. It's nap time. Yeah, this is a leisure day. Get back to the place. We're like, oh, man, that was a great meal. I need a siesta before we go out and we do it again. And I knew that we didn't really want to do State Street the second night, so we went for the Funk Zone. Funky, baby. The Funk Zone is another place. It's kind of by State Street down in Santa Barbara. It's got more of an industrial vibe, not so much of a college feel. And there's breweries down there. And I'm like, dude, I'm so we're still kind of exhausted, even though we got a lot of rest, but I'm just more on a chill vibe. Let's check out these breweries. So we meet everybody down at, I think it was Figueroa. I think that's what it's called. I didn't look that one up, but there's like a whole conglomerate of 5 different things. It's like a brewery, a store, a wine bar, it's got kind of like this hodgepodge of stuff. Went down there, took Rambo out this time. I was like, I want to take the dog out. Took him with us, had a beer there. They were closing down. And then we went to Brass Bear. And Brass Bear was pretty legit. Had like a whole turfed backyard, picnic tables and stuff. They had the flights that you can do of 4 different kinds of beer. Came out on a California shaped wood tray, which was really awesome. Staff there was absolutely great. They were closing up, but they were like, if you want to get a drink, we can totally do that. And you guys can just hang out as we close up around here. Did that. Everybody loved Rambo. He was a star of the show, and just had a great little chill vibe. And then the rest of the party, we met him at that Figueroa, and then we kind of split. They went down to State Street, and we stayed in the Funk Zone. But everything was closing, so we went and tried to meet up with them. Went to this place called, I think it was called the Pickle Bar, something like that. It was actually attached to like this old Spanish fort. So this bar was in this fort, and they were closing up too, but it was like everywhere we went, man, people were just so nice. So, yeah, we're closing up. We're like, if we could just, let's get just a quick shot. If you guys, we'll just get a quick shot, get out of your hair. We're new, it's just exploring the town kind of a thing. Not only did they let us come in, they started giving us the whole history of the place. It was like this Asian family that migrated, and they'd kept it in the family for years and years and years. It used to be called like there was something like, I don't know, they had the name of it still up there inside, and all of this like historic like Asian decoration. And then they had like plaques and posters and stuff of like the family that came across and how everybody played their part in the family and what they did to like, to make this journey and make it here in the US. And there's just so much history, and then come to find out it was like the owner's name was Clayton, which, hello, my name, which I thought was really, really cool. So we like spent a little time there, and that's just kind of like one of those like, kind of a things. We spent a little time there, talked to the bouncer and the bartender, couldn't have a better conversation. And then, we're wanting some food, and we're like, hey, we're thinking about, heading up to this place called the Blue Owl. We're looking for some late night munchies. What's the kind of where do we need to go? And they're like, dude, no, Blue Owl is exactly where you need to go. Great food and everything, blah, 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 blah. Perfect. Hey, thanks, guys. Appreciate you all. And so we head over to the Blue Owl and start to order. And yeah, I didn't have time to prep. I didn't know what I wanted, so I'm handed a menu, and I'll freak out. If I show up to a place and you hand me a menu and I know you're waiting on me, I'm freaking out. Because I don't know what I want. I've never been here before. I don't know what's good. I didn't have time to Yelp. I can't Yelp here in front of you. I have to make a decision. All these things just going through, and I'm just like, I see burger. I'm like, burger. Just like, just blah, right? And then I notice he's like, there's a backside to the menu. I was like, oh shit, I didn't even look at the backside. It's all right. It's all right. The burger with an egg. I love a burger with an egg. It's fine. We're good to go. And I sit down and I see this hoagie thing with like some dark meat sticking out of it with like a bunch of slaw or something. There's some dark beef. I know there's beef on there, and it looks like a steak. And I am a sucker for steak, man. Any kind of steak. Any kind of beef. And so I'm like, wait a second, what is that? That looks new and different. I have had a burger with egg on it my entire life. I have not had that. So I run up there and I'm like, dude, I am so sorry, man. Like, if that burger has not hit the grill, can I change that order? And I'm like, fuck, man, I am that guy. I know I'm that guy. And that's why I came up with like, dude, hands folded, like, hey, if you cannot make this, like, if it's already going, dude, do not even worry about it. Like, I know you guys are busy and stuff, like, but if there's any way that we can just flip it, awesome. He goes, hey, dude, no problem. You're the homie. I got you. Bro, you're busy as hell right now. I wouldn't have responded that way. I'm like, sorry, man. It's already in. Cook's already working on it. Boom, done. On to the next one. So, you should have ordered the right fucking thing. Sorry, dude. But he was like, hey, man, no problem, dude. You're the homie. I got you. I'll never forget that. I was like, where the fuck are we, dude? What Twilight Zone are we in right now? And I was just like so floored, man, you know. And it was like there was a price difference too. It was like $1 or something like that. But I think I threw like $5-10 in the tip jar. I was like, guys, thank you so much. So cool. And then while we're doing that, all that's going on, all of a sudden, this like little jazz duo gets up. Some guy with a trumpet gets up on this jazz duo. And I think the other guy had a guitar. And I'm like, how the fuck did we land in this cool, hip little spot? And now jazz music's playing? I love live music, man. I love some live music. So we got live music while we're waiting. And the guy on the guitar is like, this next song is written by so-and-so. And it's one of my favorite songs. And so-and-so was the last name of the person that I was with. So we just went from a bar where the owner's name's Clayton, to another spot where they're playing a song written by a guy with the same last name as the person that I'm with. And it was just like everything about this fucking town, there is some real evil going on here to suck people in. And like everybody's on some like dope ass pill that they have to take in the morning to make them seem so friendly and so nice and so happy. Like the darkest of evil. Or it's damn near heaven on earth. And I don't know which one. Because everything, it just seemed like we were exactly where we were supposed to be when we were supposed to be there. And we were talking to the exact people that we needed to talk to at that time. I was just absolutely floored, you know, and there's like an energy that you give off to, like, I'm on vacation, life is good, we are chilling, no worries, you know, and I do think that comes back at you. I definitely think that whatever energy you put out, you know, it's mirrored back to you. I totally believe that. And so I don't know if it was us or them. Not sure, but it was just like a magical fucking time, man. It was an absolute blast. And so we grabbed the late night. I am so glad that I switched my order because that sandwich was fire. The music was fire. We ended up going home, back to the Airbnb. The next morning, we wake up at exactly the right time that we need to. Everything flows. And we head out the door at like 10:55. Checkout's at 11. It's beautiful. Beautiful day. And we want to check out like a couple things before we go. But we're trying to kind of hit the road and get back into town. So we go down and there's this other like seaside. There's like this little Seaside Market thing. And it looked like they had some good tacos. So we just wanted to grab a couple of like fish tacos on the way out. Get to see the beach again. Get to hang out. Rambo's down there with us this time. Grab a couple of tacos and head over to, there's a Santa Barbara Mission, which, friars, the people, not the things you cook with. Because in my hometown, you say fryer, I'm like, throw it in. Mozzarella sticks, French fries, Twinkies, Oreos. You can deep fry anything. But this is like I think it's like a religious fryer type of a thing. And it absolutely was a religious building, but there's like so much history with the mission and stuff in Santa Barbara. So we want to go check it out. And I mean, you know, I'm more interested in the architecture and the building itself. You know, you walk in and there's like history and stuff like that. Like, I guess I'm fucking old now because that's kind of cool. People that have gone there before and done things before, that's really cool to me now because I'm fucking old, I guess. And then you go into another room and it's like, oh, buy all our shit. I'd rather just donate, you know. I feel like I walked into like a truck side gas station. Yeah, like you know, I'm like, I'm more interested in this tile over here, like this flooring and like how this building is like molded together than I am about the keychain. So, you know, but it was really, really cool. Beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. Had a garden outside of it too. And so it was kind of cool just to see the history and whatever. And then we head on out, man. we head on out. It was a perfect little weekend. I felt like things were just aligning the way that they were supposed to, and it just brought such peace, and just gratitude. Man, I know I'm on vacation, dude, but miracles, I see that as little miracles, man. A miracle is not like, somebody growing an arm when they were born without one. Like, that is a miracle. Goodness. That's cool. That's a awesome miracle. But like, also just to wake up and breathe, man. The fact that I am a human being. I exist. You exist. You are a person. You are not a flower. You are not a tree. You're not a bird, although as a kid, I've always wanted to be one. So, I don't know, God. I don't know if you drew the right card for me. Kind of wish I was a bird sometimes. But the fact that you wake up, you open your eyes, you breathe, your muscles are moving shit, dude. You ever just stare in the mirror and you're like, I am alive. I am an actual person. Like, that is a miracle. What gifts are out there every day? We weren't parading through the streets. There was nothing spectacular about us, but our energy levels were raised, right? Because we knew we were going into this weekend and we were going to have a good time. We decided to have a positive experience, regardless of all the other shit that had gone on. We decided to have a good time. And so a good time came back to us. We raised our energy levels to that standard, and that's what life brought back, man. And I just think that's so cool. If I could have that slice of Santa Barbara a little bit in my day every day, if I can just wake up, breathe, be grateful to be here, because we are not promised tomorrow. We're not promised another moment, my dude. We are a living, breathing miracle every day that we wake up. And that's fucking wild, man. I have a mouth and a mustache. That is wild. My tongue is moving. What the fuck? There's a fly. I can do this. I can wave my fucking hands around and swat at a fly. Little miracles all around us all the fucking time, man. And so I hope that you have a slice of Santa Barbara with you today. And if you enjoyed listening to this little road trip, tune in next time, whenever the fuck that may be, on Last Week, This Week with your boy Clayton Hill. You can find me on TikTok, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, other things probably that I forget to list at Last Week, This Week podcast. Most of them. Last Week, This Week podcast at gmail.com. Search Last Week, This Week, or Last Week, This Week podcast on any of the platforms that I listed, man. Links will be below on the YouTube to follow all the different social medias. And you guys, man, I hope you have a week full of miracles, 2 weeks full of miracles. Maybe it's a month before I see you again. But I hope that you raise that energy and just find those miracles along the way and have a blast with life, my friends. See you next time.